talk about today? Do you know?
Yes. Lavanosi, Pokinol, Biomega.
And of course, we'll go through a little bit more about have a little bit revision about the essential one, okay? So without any delay, I will start now. When did he actually start the company?
1992.
How many years now?
24.
24.
Because next year we're 25
25
years.
next year.
Yeah, stepping into 25 years. So today is, this year we are 24 years old. So why does Dr. Myron Wentz actually start this company? We can see from the screen because our nutritional requirements of the human body were not being able to met in the modern society, okay? And from the JAMA Association, is the Journal American Medical Association. It also said that the nutrients we are having today appears to be prudent for all adults to take vitamins and supplements. So which means we are not actually having enough vitamins and minerals as we should have today in this society. So anybody take a wild guess, why is such problem happening nowadays? There must be a reason, right?
Soil nutrient depletion.
Let's start with the soil. We have the soil
all right.
depletion, okay? The soil actually have a lot of nutrients inside the soil, but as the population is booming, we have a lot more people, we need to have more food and crops for them, right? So we need the fertilizer to enrich the soil, okay? Is this better?
Yes.
Yes.
So much better. Thank you, Fiona. Welcome.
Thanks.
There are a lot more people we need to feed now, but the soil is running out of nutrients, so we have to fertilize the soil. But then, let's take a look at this cycle. If we put the fertilization and all the technology inside, the soil probably in the short run will have more nutrients. But then it also, in the long term, it loses the nutrients too. Because it is making the soil, the quality of the soil is degrading, okay? And the nutrient content declines in the crops and food. So that actually puts in a cycle. It's never ending, okay? First thing, the soil. What's next? It's not just going to be soil. We are human, so water. Water, so, but not much.
Air pollution.
Air pollution, yeah. But also the food processing, good guess. Air pollution is one too. Food processing, okay? Food processing, what makes food processing can affect the nutrients?
Cooking.
Chemical cooking, what about cooking? Overheating will denature the nutrients, such as protein, because protein is easily denatured by heat. And also vitamin A, B, C, D, everything inside the food will be damaged by the heat. And all the preserving with the chemicals, it will make the food less nutrients than it should be. So this is the number 2 problem. And then we have the personal habits with probably people out there taking drugs and smoking and drinking. And we love to have a drink sometimes because to relax ourselves. But then some people, they drink every day. They drink like a bottle of wine every day, right? So there must be something to do with the drinking and all these personal habits. Everyone doesn't hate exercise, but this gentleman here, he went jogging. So, but not everyone likes him, right? I hardly go to the gym 2 years ago, but I realized myself is getting a bit of fat inside my body, so I have to do more exercise now. And but Hong Kong people or Asian people, we rarely go to the gym or we rarely go exercising, so that's the major problem. and then a lot of fats and toxins are actually building up inside our body. So that's the problem, personal habit. And all these adding up together actually makes our body needs more nutrients. And also the environment, the external factors that lead to higher nutritional needs, because we are actually inhaling a lot of pollutants inside our body, and which makes our body need to get rid of all the toxins, and then we need more nutrients to kill all the harmful substances to get rid of them. So these all things are actually adding up together, and that's why it makes our body actually need more nutrients than before. What is actually rich inside a cauliflower? What kind of nutrients are actually famous for the cauliflower? Calcium. And actually not the cauliflower, the spinach. What's good for spinach? It's a mineral. It's a mineral. Guess which mineral it is?
Spinach.
It's good for women.
Iron.
Iron. Guess how many spinach we used to get enough iron from? Just one spinach. One spinach. But now we need 10 of them to be able to get enough iron for women during menstruation. So that makes such a huge difference, okay? And then, what's wrong with it? We have health decline and aging. So all these things add up that makes our body needs more nutrients, but then we're not getting actually enough nutrients, and then it makes our health decline and aging. And that is the problem why Dr. Myron West actually invented a whole range of nutritional supplements to facilitate our body's needs, okay? So why do we need supplements? It sums up on this page. Unbalanced diet, cooking process, the heat, environmental pollution, and unhealthy lifestyle habits. So all these things together, okay? So, too quick, right? So, what are the major features of supplements? Can anybody guess? What are the most important thing of a supplement? The most important thing. Nutrition is very important, but it doesn't, to me at least, it doesn't come to the top. Safety, because we put everything inside our mouth. It has to be safe food. So, safety first.
Safety first.
And then long-term supplementation won't do any harm to our body. And then it is not a medicine. It only facilitates our body to get a better health. So it only prevention, but it's not curing any diseases. You might get better, but then it's definitely, you have to go to see a doctor if you have a very serious illness, because he will prescribe you with medication. But of course, at the same time, you can take our supplements to make your process getting quicker, okay? So this is Phoebe's healthy home, and I always tell the other associate, the distributor, about this. What is the most important part of a house? The foundation. What would happen if your foundation is not strong?
House will
You
collapse.
die, right? You faint, okay? You just can't survive. So the foundation, to me, is actually with sufficient and high quality of vitamins and minerals. Okay? So what's this? If you want to refurnish your house, you put something of personal needs, and that would be like the coquino or the proflavanol, the optimizer. And then if you want the house to be perfect, you need to have a best root of, and that would be the exercise and healthy diet. So all three together, it can't run away, okay? Not without exercise, not without healthy diet, and not without your foundation. Three of them have to be stay together in order to make your home a healthy one, okay? And that actually meets with the categorization of the Usana products, because the foundation is which product?
So it's
essentials. And the optimizer is the middle level one. And last but not least, we have the food and energy product. Okay, so in my opinion, I know the happy soul is actually in the optimizer, but then for this, I will also put it in the base level as well, in the foundation as well, because the Chinese has a saying. In the Chinese medicine, it has a saying called 清補條. And then what does it mean is you actually have to clear all the toxin out of your body because before supplementing any nutrients inside. Because if you are full of toxin, no matter how much nutrient you give to your body cannot absorb everything. So you have to detox your liver, right? What does our liver do? It breaks down all the toxin and all the chemical. So we have to be good to our liver first, okay? Right, so there we go. We have the essential, our foundation of the home, okay? So let's do a quick revision first about this product. So this product is actually about cell signaling, right? Cell communication and cell talk to each other. So, what kind of theory behind the intelligence? We have, first of all, we have the cell communicating with each other. And then the normal cell communication can achieve a good cell function, repair and renew, for example. And then the next, aging and lifestyle, as I just talked, will affect the cell communication. But what's after? The cell function will decline and it won't do its job. But studies have found that the nutritious food encourages cells to re-engage in the active dialogue again. Okay, so that is actually the theory behind the intelligence. It's all about the cell talking to each other. Okay, it is not rocket science, it's very easy. Huh? So now, using this platform, we use the food as the messengers to talk and to communicate ourselves. So that is actually what cell sensor is all about. We are using the nutrients inside the cell sensor to talk to ourselves, okay? And then, so like I said, by applying the intelligence technology, Usana has produced a product with the right nutrients in right dosage to help you building a strong foundation for exceptional health. Okay, and that is nutrients inside the cell essentials. And that is nourish, protect, and renew, the triple action support, okay? But some people might wondering why are actually the nutrients inside cell essentials are actually a lot higher than the product outside of the market, right? Okay, so we have a why. Everybody give me a guess. Why does cell sensor actually contain so much ingredient? The level of ingredients are actually higher than the product outside in the market. Surely it must be too high for us, right?
For optimal health.
For optimal health, because what is the difference between the RDA and the optimal health?
RDA is the poverty line.
The poverty line. We don't want to live in the poverty, right? So getting only the RDA is like setting your income at the government established poverty level. But now the nutrients inside are actually more than the poverty line, and that is exactly what we need. And see, like 89% of men are actually in depletion of vitamin E, below the adequate intake. So that's why we have to have more nutrients than it should be, than the one outside the market, and that is another selling point of the essential. Okay. Okay, so is only enough with the cell essential? Do we need more? Do we want more?
Yes.
Yeah, we want more. Okay, so wait. How many categories we have for the optimizer? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
See that?
Someone go with 6. It's probably 5 or 6. So pick one. 5.
I go 6.
Okay, you go 6. Okay, we have 6.
Ah.
6 of them. Okay, so that's cardiovascular, cellular, skeleton, endocrine, the men's and women's health, brain and nervous system, and the digestion and detox. So today, because we don't have a lot of time, so we just stick with a few products, the top products of Usana. And guess which one I'm going to go first? Which category?
Cardiovascular.
No.
Ah.
No. Okay, because you probably think the Provabno is the most famous product, and I will go with the cardiovascular. But in fact, I'm going to go with the cellular one because why? What does cellular mean? Cells, inside cells, and why are cells so important to us?
Basic unit of life.
Yeah, because we're just cells. Okay, so cells are very important, and which product are actually in the cellular metabolite? Biomega. I'm going to talk about Biomega today. Okay, so for those of you, have you had the old Biomega before? Yes. But some also had the came and had a new one. Okay, so the Biomega, we have the essential fatty acid inside the omega-3. Does anybody know what is essential fatty acids? EPA, DHA, yes, but what is the definition of essential fatty acids?
It's not produced by the body.
It's not produced by the body, and it is essentials to the body. So that is called essential fatty acid. The body requires them for good health, but cannot synthesize them. And it requires for biologically processed, but does not include the fats that only act as a fuel. And for example, omega-3 and omega-9, omega-6 also are fatty acid. And we have different types of fatty acid. We have the short chain, the long chain, and the super long chain. Okay? And the short chain, that is the ALA, and you get that from the flaxseed, soy, and walnuts. The EPA, we have the long chain omega fish, seafood, meat, and egg, and that is the fatty acid that is most important to us. But we see some fatty acid, the omega outside in the market are actually made up of a short chain. Has anybody seen this before? Short chain fatty acid product made up of flaxseed, but not omega. Have you ever wondered why? Because there are actually a lot of products made from flaxseed. It is cheaper, first of all, but also when you take it inside your body, you take it inside your body, and your body needs a lot of time to transfer the short chain into the longer chain, because the body can only utilize long chain omega-3. So that is why the flaxseed it can give you the omega-3, but it also requires more time for your body to transfer to the useful one. Okay? So what's good about the omega-3 fatty acid? It is the fat, okay? And it interacts with the phospholipid. What is phospholipid? What is phospholipid? Phospholipids are used to make the cell membrane. So if the fatty acid, the omega-3, can interact with the phospholipid, it means it can actually work on the cell to keep the cells healthy. And it is as an important structure component of the cell membrane itself. And it affects the fluidity, the elasticity, and the permeability of the cell membrane. So basically, it controls the cell health, and it controls everything that can come in and come out of the cell membrane. So, but also, apart from the cell health, it works on the heart health as well. It can reduce the chance of platelet aggregation. Does everyone know what is platelet aggregation mean? Does everyone know what is platelet? Red blood. And then it stops you...
blood clotting.
Yeah, clotting. So if we have a lot of platelet, inside the red blood, normally your blood flow will be easy, it will be normal, but then if they aggregate together, it might clog the artery, the vein, and then that will result from stroke or some kind of cardiovascular disease. And it can reduce the chance of vasoconstrictions, but everybody know what is vasoconstriction.
Shrinking.
The vasal, yeah, the artery contracting. And then it helps reduce the triglyceride level as well, the bad fatty acid. So it works on your heart. Okay, so the essential fatty acid, what's good about them is good for health, the brain, the cardiovascular, the prenatal woman needs fatty acid, the emotional wellness, the joint, and it support normal body response such as inflammation, the hair, skin, and nail health and brain health. Okay, but if you are a mommy and you are pregnant, but if you are going to have a cesarean, like cutting up your belly for the baby to come out, I suggest you probably reduce your dosage of omega like a month before your operation, because the omega-3 will dilute your blood. It makes your blood flow more easily. But if you're taking too much, your blood will probably be too, how do you put this way? Not sticky to get it flow too quickly. So that might put you in a danger. So cut down the dosage between 1 month before your operation. Okay, so but now the problem is Western diet needs an imbalanced intake of omega-3. Does everybody love pizza?
Yes.
Yes. Does everybody love burger?
Yes.
Does everybody love chips?
Yes.
You call it chips or French fries?
Fries.
Fries. I call it fries too. Some American people accept this chips. And hot dog. You know you can get a very cheap hot dog from here, right?
Yes.
It's like $10 now, right? And you can get as much as you want. All right. So that's the Western diet. And what's the problem with the Western diet? It leads to imbalanced intake of omega-6. Previously, like 100 or 200 years ago, we have the hunter-gatherer people, our ancestor. They live on the vegetable and a lot of fish and something more healthy. But now, the 20th century, we are actually living on this food, the fast food. Okay? So what's the difference between these two? It makes the omega-6 and omega-3 become imbalanced. But then what's the difference for these two? The omega-6 actually promotes inflammation. Omega-3 reduce the inflammation. So the Western diet actually increased the omega-6 uptake for inside our body, and this makes our body more prone to inflammation. For example, like joint inflammation, joint health, like when you go running and your joints hurt, and that will give you inflammation. And that's probably why, because the omega-6. Okay, so the bio-omega, it actually contains omega-3 fatty acid, member, the EPA and DHA. Do you know how much EPA and DHA you get from one serving?
Around 550.
550. And actually, we have 600 mg of omega-3. But then 550 are from EPA and DHA, and the rest 50 are actually from other omega-3 members. So we get 550 EPA and DHA for our cardiovascular, the joints, and the eye health, right? And then it also contains vitamin D, which the previous bio-omega doesn't have. Okay, only the new one has the vitamin D, because the vitamin D helps to promote the bone health. And then it contains vitamin E. It doesn't work as an antioxidant here, but it promotes, it prevents the EPA and DHA from getting oxidized. So we have a little bit of vitamin E inside. And then it is made up from the double fractional distillation to make sure no pollutants, and no heavy metal inside. And it's sourced from the dead marine fish like sardine and anchoveta. Does everybody know why? Do you know, is this size small or big?
Small.
Small. Do you know why? What does it mean like this?
Deeper.
Deep fish, sea fish have more pollutant, have more heavy metal. So these fish actually live on like the grass inside the sea. What's it called? The grass. And seaweed. Yeah, seaweed. Right? Live like a Korean. Okay, the seaweed. Okay, the grass, the sea grass. And less pollutant, less heavy free metal. So that's why we use the deep marine fish. Okay, so the cardiovascular, we have the propanol C100 and the coquinol 30. So how much actually I'll ask that question later. So first of all, we have to know about our heart. And we have 3 different types of blood vessel, and that is the artery, the vein, and the capillary. So what is the artery? What does it do?
Transport blood.
Away.
Away.
Artery. Artery.
A for away, right?
Yes.
What color is blood? Red. Red, because there are still oxygen inside inside. So the vein would be blue, the blood, like not blue, but less red, like purple, dark red, because it delivers the used blood back into your heart and lung. So that's different. And capillary is the location where blood and tissue exchange different subjects. So that's like a bit here, and they give you the food and oxygen in here. Okay, so this is how long our how long our artery, capillaries, and veins are actually over. 6,000.
60,000.
60,000. Sorry, I'm very bad at mathematics, and my father used to scold me for doing math homework. I just can't do maths. Okay, this long. Can anybody guess how long from travel from Sino to where is this distance?
60,000 miles?
That's miles.
Should be going all the way to the US.
To the US, no. Not that bad. From here to IFC. Here to IFC, if you Google
Miles?
it. Here to IFC. By walking, not just by taxi, okay? By walking. So not that bad, but still a very long distance from here. That is the amount of arteries and veins and capillaries inside the body. And guess what? We have the free radical, the bad guy, the root of all evil. Yeah, because a lot of disease are actually accounted for the free radical. And what do we need to fight against the free radical? Antioxidant. And where do we get it? Does anybody here doesn't know what free radical is? Kitty doesn't know. We'll have to have a one-on-one session tomorrow. Okay, so everybody here knows free radical except Kitty, and we have the antioxidant to fight against the free radical. Okay, because if the free radical in our body is loaded, we will be more prone to diseases like stroke, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, liver disease, cataract, you name it. So every diseases are actually accounted for the free radical, and that makes it more easily for aging. And that is the free radical inside, and then it attacks the cells. As you can see, the dark orange is the free radical, right? It's more reactive because it's single. What does the single woman do? If they see like that. Oh yeah, so free radical is like a very aggressive woman, right? It attacks the bachelor. Okay, but we always have, sorry, Giselle. You probably have to take a video of that because you used to show the single. Yeah. And then we have the we need the antioxidant, right? Where do we get the antioxidant from? Food that has high antioxidant value, for example, the fruit, like the berries, strawberries, blueberries, onion, pomegranate, you name it, and because they have the bioflavonoids inside. So what is bioflavonoids? It is water soluble and it protects itself due to the pigmentation because it has colors. It's naturally present inside the fruit because it is high in antioxidant value and it can fight against the free radical and all other diseases for us. And over 800 bioflavonoids have actually been discovered. And one of the famous ones, guess which one?
Grapeseed
Not there yet. The procyanidins. Okay? And that is present within the grapeseed. And that is why the grapeseed extract is very high in antioxidant. What does it do to our heart? It helps with the blood vessel elasticity. It makes it bounce more easily so that it's not stiff and hard and the blood can flow through more easily and without giving you a stroke. And it helps maintain the normal cholesterol levels. So if your your bad cholesterol is very high, it can help you to lower it. And it reduces the risk of heart disease and stroke and promotes skin health. So women loves it because it's good for our skin, for collagen and elastin. Okay? Okay, so Provivanol C100 contain rich amount of procyanidins. How much of this are actually contained within a serving of grapeseed, the C100? You can tell from the name.
100.
100. 100. Yeah, Hong Kong version 100. Okay. It extracted from the grape seeds. Okay, and it contains the vitamin C. It works synergetic effects for the grapeseed as well. So vitamin C and grapeseed work together is the best because they can penetrate the cell membrane and it can go actually behind your brain barrier as well. Okay. So here's the study we did in the Salt Lake. Okay. How many people joined this study? 42 people, and then they were put on the grapeseed for 1 month. And then half of them are actually being put on placebo, and the other half are actually giving the grapeseed the provivanol. Okay, so we start off with the baseline, draw the blood, and take the sample to see the serum vitamin C inside the blood, and they are probably the same, these two groups. The acute one are actually the first dosage they were being given, so four tablets of provivanol all together, and then we draw our blood and we immediately can see the vitamin C are actually a lot higher, like half for the baseline one. And then the chronic one is they've been putting on the provivanol for at least a month, 2 tablets in the morning and 2 tablets in the evening. And then you can see, again, the treatment group is actually a lot higher for the vitamin C. And then finally, the acute on chronic, it means for the last day, they were, for the last dosage, they were given another 4 tablets at the same time again. It shows up immediately for that. And then that's the increased plasma vitamin C level as well. And that's the improved capillary function as well. It means the capillary actually works better with the provivanol C100. So, another one. Yes.
Question: with the placebo effect, there's also an increase on the acute on chronic, but the study group is taking placebo.
Yeah, taking placebo, like some kind of glucosamine.
Yeah, just sugar and water.
Sugar and water, and then probably our body is very different, and if something slightly happens, it will change the vitamin C. Maybe they have an orange, or it will drag the whole average go up as well. So it's not a significantly different. So do not worry about that one.
Okay.
And then we have the coquino here. Okay, the coquino. How much coenzyme are present in a serving? 30.
Natutunan.
That's a very obvious question. 30. Okay. So, coquino are actually all about the energy metabolism, energy production. Like the cell essential, the cell function, we have a cell, and then what does that cell do? It does everything, right? But what kind of special about the cell? Produce energy, but then it also produces rubbish.
Cell.
Yes, like cell. Yeah.
Mitochondria.
Energy and rubbish together. And when your
Mitochondria.
cells are young, it produces more energy.
Mito-
But when they are aging,
the mitochondria.
the mitochondria, right? Exactly. So a healthy cell function actually means your cell can produce energy, but also getting rid of the cellular debris as soon as possible. So we have the coenzyme Q10 here. Coenzyme Q10, your cell cannot produce energy without the coenzyme Q10. Which organ do you actually think they need the most coenzyme Q10?
Heart.
Why?
Pump.
Non-stop
Because
pumping.
it pumps. It works. It does exercise. That's why you need more coenzyme Q10. And coenzyme Q10 actually is a fat-soluble compound, and it forms in your inside our body as well. Do you know which organ? Each organ
Oh.
makes coenzyme Q10.
First letter.
Liver.
Liver.
Diba?
Liver. Yeah. Majorly formed inside the body, but as you grow old, the function declines and you can only find in food, right? So what kind of food are actually rich in coenzyme Q10? We'll look into that. But the study has shown that the amount of coenzyme Q10 in the body actually decrease with age. For example, for the heart, you will decrease percentage of decline will up to 58 for your heart, and heart wall will be 72, adrenal gland will be 50, and so on. What kind of food do you think are rich in coenzyme Q10?
Q10.
Something we all like.
Meat.
Meat. What kind of meat?
Red.
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 That's like 35 ounces of beef. That's like
Steak.
one steak is 5 ounces, and you can get like 7 steak. Okay, are you willing to take 7 steak every day?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. But okay, but your mommy will not be
Yes.
happy, right? Okay. So expensive.
Cholesterol.
Exactly. What kind of beef do you like? Which country is the best? Do you like the American one or the Japanese one?
Japanese.
The Australian.
The Wagyu beef.
Australian.
Philippines.
Australian. Philippines have beef.
It's free.
I like the Japanese one. The
Wagyu.
The Wagyu. Yeah, the Wagyu is good. American one is good too, but the Japanese one seems to taste the best. Okay. And you get the salmon, the 35 ounces salmon, and the 65 ounces of chicken. You can get the coenzyme Q10, okay? But we don't want to just live on this food, and we're not getting enough coenzyme Q10. So that's why we need to take the coquino 30, okay? And each tablet contains 30 mg of coenzyme Q10 and 12.5 mg of ALA. And it helps to fill the cells with energy and promote cardiovascular health, because without the coquino, our heart will not beat, okay, because it doesn't have the energy. And it has the ALA, the alpha-linoleic acid, and it is a very strong antioxidant, and it also can help to lower the sugar level, the blood sugar level. So if you are being put on diabetic medication, be sure to take the coquino and the cell essential 2 hours after or before the medication, because it can drop your blood sugar level real low. Okay?
Question.
Yes?
For the ALA, is it alpha-linoleic or alpha-lipoic?
Alpha-lipoic.
Alpha-lipoic.
Yes. And then the coquino, it is with the soft gel capsule. What's the difference about the soft gel is increased bioavailability of the product as well, because the product outside the market, they might be using the tablet format, and we're using the soft gel, and it increase because it can makes it more bioavailable. It absorbs more of the product. So soft gel is the best for this product. Okay. Right. Finally, we have the anti-calcium and the precursor. Okay, and that is for the skeleton and structural. Bones and joints, skeleton system. How many bones and joints do you roughly think a person on average has?
Bones
206 or 226 roughly. Joints? 200? 300? 400?
More?
Around roughly about 300. 300 to 350 depends on people. Okay. And calcium, which is good for the bones or the joints? The bones. Yeah. The bones need calcium. It helps to build and maintain the bone health. What kind of ingredients actually, or vitamins or minerals have to work with the calcium for the good bone health?
Vitamin D,
D and
magnesium.
magnesium. Because without the Mg and the D, the calcium cannot work properly. Okay?
Yes.
And also it helps with coagulation. It means the blood clotting, and it promotes nerve transmission and muscle contraction. It contracts your muscle. Okay, like for example, if you go running, you will need your muscle contraction. And 99% of the calcium are actually stored in bones and teeth, and the body itself cannot make calcium. We have to rely on our food source and also the sun, the vitamin D from the sun. Okay. So, but factors influencing the bone loss, for example, endocrine system. This is actually lack of vitamin D. Okay, do you know why vitamin S? Do you know actually why women are actually more prone to osteoporosis or bone loss?
Menstrual cycle.
Menstruation.
Why menstruation?
There is calcium.
Because lacking of the estrogen. Estrogen, yeah. Too much caffeine. Everybody loves coffee, right? Not really.
No.
Okay. Lactose intolerance. Why? You're lactose. I'm lactose intolerant too. Does it really surprise you? I'm lactose intolerant. A lot of actually Hong Kong people are lactose intolerant because we're not so used to drinking milk like the Western people. Does that happen to a lot in Philippines too?
No, very little.
friends.
I think very little. Very
You're the odd one out.
yeah, I think very few are lactose intolerant.
Few.
Yeah, very few.
Yeah, we are a lot of people actually lactose intolerant here, and because we don't drink milk and we are not getting enough calcium. So, what does it mean by the bone density? As you can see on the screen, the top one is we have normal bone density. It means the holes are actually more compact together. But if we have the low bone density, we have bigger bones, and then they are more spread out together. It's like a bag with a lot of bone, and then water are coming out from the bag. So that's the same theory thing. And what happened for that one? What happened for that one? What's bad for that one? What happened if you fall?
Easy to break.
It breaks your bones more easily.
Fracture.
Yeah, more fracture, exactly. So that's the osteoporosis, because when you reach certain amounts of bone mass, you get weak bones. And where do we get calcium for? How much calcium we need? How much calcium we need?
1,200.
1,000 is too little now. It's probably 12,000 to 16,000. And especially if you're pregnant, it's probably best for like 14 to 16. How much calcium we get per tablet for active calcium? 200. 200. So if you as instructed from the bottle, you get like for probably 600. And if you want to increase the amount, that's fine, but do not go up as high as like 20,000 because that's not safe range. Okay, we get the daily calcium intake for adult from probably a glass of milk, that's like 285, broccoli 72, salmon 221, and yellow beans 175. So if you want to get like enough amount of calcium every day, you probably have to drink like 6 glasses of full fat milk every day. 6, and then I will go to the toilet for 6 times every day. And that is no good, right? So, but it's very hard to get calcium from food, so that's the problem. And like I said in the self-sensor training, a lot of Hong Kong women, we don't like to go outside under the sun because it will give me pigmentation on my skin very, very easily. So I probably use an umbrella every day when I go outside, especially in the summer, and I don't get enough vitamin D at all. Okay? Oh, sorry, I think I missed out that slide. I'll translate. Okay, so for the active calcium, we get like 200 calcium per tablet, and then it's best if you want to increase your bone mass by doing a bit of exercise, like a bit of weightlifting, but not too heavy. Okay, not too heavy. Okay, and then the calcium can also improve your nervous system. If you have a bit of like a tingling feeling in your fingers or your nerves, it's best to take the calcium. And it also contains vitamin D and also contains magnesium. And also the formula inside is called DASH diet. Has anybody heard of DASH diet? DASH diet is the 2-to-1 ratio of potassium and magnesium. Inside the active calcium, we have the DASH diet, and this is good for blood pressure as well. DASH diet, you can Google it, DASH. And this is the study shows the active calcium helps with the bone density and bone mineralization. And that is the bone density, and that is the bone mineralization. And you can see, this is the baseline, and this is the baseline. This is the after active calcium. And after active calcium, you can see the bone density actually increase a lot from the baseline, and also the mineral contained within the blood, within the bone as well. Okay, and for 1 month, because these people are being put on active calcium for at least 1 month. And then, oh, here's English version. I don't know what's wrong with PowerPoint these days. Oh.
So anyway, yes. So for a pregnant lady, how much active calcium should she take?
It's probably the best to take like 4 to 6. 4 at the beginning, 6. You will only get like 12,000, and then you can get some from food, and that's probably the best. And for also omega as well, it's probably 2 to 4 is the best during pregnancy, and breastfeeding as well. Okay, so if you have pain in your bones, is it something to do with the osteoporosis? Something to do with your bones? Depends.
The bones.
But mostly,
Joints.
it's probably due to the joints. Okay. So something called cartilage. What color is the cartilage? Bit of white and blue inside, sky blue. Okay, what does it do?
Protects the joint.
Reduces friction, and it moves your joints, because if the lubricant, the WD-40 inside, right? The WD-40 inside. Okay, so can you see what's the difference between this one?
Yeah.
Which one has problem?
The right one.
The right one, because you can't hardly see the cartilage here, The thing is, as you use the cartilage more often, it will get thinner and the distance between here will get closer together. So what's the problem when the distance actually get closer?
Synovial fluid.
Sorry?
Synovial fluid.
Get more
And
pain.
then more pain because it has nerve inside and two of them thrusting together with the nerve. Does it hurt?
Yes.
It hurts a lot, okay? Especially when you guys are doing dancing, you should be taking a lot of Procosa. You know Procosa, actually the glucosamine inside, you can actually take up to like 6 to 8 per day. The safety level is pretty high for the glucosamine.
For dancers.
Yeah. And the thing about the Hong Kong version glucosamine, I'll tell you later, it contains significant amount of glucosamine sulfate. And it helps activate the natural cell renewal process. Does everyone know this product is actually developed using the intelligence too? It helps to tell your cells and enable the cell communication to clear the rubbish it creates when it breaks down the cartilage. So this is actually good. And it has the turmeric extract, which helps to relieve the inflammation. Does everybody know where turmeric is from?
Ginger.
Ginger. From which country?
Forgot.
India.
India. From curry. India, from curry. Okay, it to relieve the joint pain. And it's the best for you to take if you have joint pain, it's the best to take the Procosa with the Biomega. With the Biomega. And the vitamin C helps to produce collagen and to keep the joint WD-40 lubricated. Okay? So, before coming to the end, I would like to say the Procosa is actually, the formula of the Procosa is actually different from the US one. And in my own opinion, I think we have the better Procosa. Because the glucosamine, we are using the glucosamine sulfate, which is extracted from, do you know where? The shells. The shells. So it's not, unfortunately, it's not vegetarian friendly for some people, for strict vegetarian. The Hong Kong one. And the glucosamine sulfate are actually have more study proven, and the effects are actually more significant than the glucosamine HCl using in the US formula. So the glucosamine, the Hong Kong, we have the better version. Because the HCl are actually made of from plants. And the effects are actually not proven inside of the study. The study usually use the sulfate one. Yes?
So it's not true that the vegetarian one is 29 times more bioavailable?
No, actually, no. It doesn't say so. It doesn't say so. It's actually the sulfate one is actually more bioavailable from the judging from the research we have right now. It's only the 29 times is the Marifer and the curcumin. The Marifer one is actually 29 times, but unfortunately we don't have the Marifer for the Hong Kong version one. So a bit of pros and cons for the US and Hong Kong. We have our good, they have their good, but that's there. I don't know why.
Okay. Our Procosa don't have
How-
Mariva.
We don't have Marifer, but we have curcumin, the turmeric extract.
Okay.
How come we don't have it?
I don't know. We try to fight for it, but not now. We try to fight for it, but just not now. I don't know why. Intelligence Self-Central one has the Marifer. So I think we are getting there. They start with the Self-Central first, but now we have, I think they will get it there. Okay, let me finish with the last Q&A. So give me the answer of who can take the Usana products. Everyone. Adult, children? Adult, yes. Children, some, okay? So Usana nutritional supplements are actually designed for all the healthy individual, healthy adult. But if you are of any illness and if you're pregnant, you better ask the healthcare professionals first. And we work with you. Most of the product, they can do it, they can eat it if you are pregnant, but some cannot, okay, like the happy soap, cannot take. Profanol is okay. Yes, but it's just antioxidant. Okay. So what is used to sweeten the coating of the Profanol C100? That's the stevia and the grape, natural grape flavor. Okay, some people might wonder. How much coenzyme Q10 should one be on per day? Is probably 30 to 100. So if you, according to the bottle instruction, you will probably get like 60 to 90 per day. Okay. So, but if you have some minor heart problem or blood vessel problem, you can take like 100 to 130 or even 200. You know, other countries have 200. Okay, can heart disease patient use essential coquino 30 and Biomega?
Yes.
Yes. But what if they are on warfarin?
No.
Blood thinning. Now,
After
the substantial, if you are on warfarin, you probably have to give me to have a look first, because that is a bit dangerous, a bit risky for them. Okay, but for omega and coquino is probably generally safe to use. So not to worry about the coquino and the Biomega, but don't go too heavy for that. But just the substantial one, you have to ask. Okay, are Profanol C100, coquino 30, and active calcium precursor suitable for vegetarian? Which one is not?
proposal not.
Coconut.
Profanol? Yes or no?
Vegetarian? Yes.
Yes. Coquino?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Why?
Because of the
Ah.
gel.
The gel, the
Gel.
gelatin.
Mm.
Biomega?
Vegetarian?
The
Fish?
gel also in the fish. Okay, active calcium. Some, I would say, because I'll let you know why. The precursor,
Yes. I know. Hong Kong.
I would probably say if some people are strict vegetarian, precursor is not good for them. But some people actually accept because it's only shells after all. And what's the difference about the active calcium is the vitamin D3 are actually extracted from wool. So some people might not accept that as well. The fish oil in Biomega are sourced from marine fish. The capsule and the capsule for coquino and the Biomega are actually extracted from the bone gelatin of cattle or pork. Okay, so coming to an end, I would say if you are just living on product, that is already good enough. But like I said at the beginning of the training, it's probably the best you do it with exercise and healthy diet. Okay, because without either of this, it's probably not, you are not going to get 100%. Okay, so that's it for today.
Yay.